All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of this multi-gen collectibles on YouTube. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe, and please share these videos with other people that you feel will connect the same way that you're connecting, or maybe in their own way, to the videos on this channel. We do have an Instagram page as well, so please follow us on Instagram called Multi-Gen Collectibles. Now, in the last couple episodes, we got into the boxes of cards that introduced me to sports card collecting. In the previous episode, we went into the first part of this box that you see in front of you. I left the cards as they were in the box and outside of the box, and that way we're able to jump right into the box where we left off. So with no further ado, let's take a look at this box of 500 cards from the 1986 Topps set. Again, this is that iconic box, or the iconic set from the 86 Topps year, with the white and black border and that iconic font for the team names. So, for those of you who have these cards, they've been in this box since 1986. I never took them out, and I think I'm just gonna keep them in here, because why not, right? They've been in here this long. Might as well keep them where they're at. Should I sleeve some of these? Maybe the Hall of Famers, maybe the special Pete Rose inserts, who knows? But either way, we're getting a look for the very first time in about 30 to 35 years since the last time I probably looked at these cards. Here we go. Los Angeles, or California Angels, I should say. Bob Grich player card, and looks like probably Bob Grich as well as an Angels leaders card. We have George Hendrick, a couple of those. Gene Mouch, Dick Schofield, Daryl Sconiers, Craig Gerber, Jerry Narron, Jack Howell. Moving on to the Philadelphia Phillies team cards. Looks like we have quite a few. Gary Maddox, Tim Corcoran, Vaughn Hayes, Steve Carlton. All right, Steve Carlton, Hall of Famer. Oh, look at Darren Dalton. Wow, is this a rookie card? No, but it's deceiving because in '83 he played only 2 games, got his first major league hit, and in '85 he only played 36 games. So does this count as his first full year? Does it count as a rookie year, '86? I don't know, man. I'm confused. I don't know how you even classify this. Is it a first year card? Is it a rookie card? I don't know. I'm confused. Help me out, everybody. Help me out. Montreal Expos. Vance Law. He used to wear them aviator cop glasses as well, too. Oh, look at who it is. Andre the Hawk Dawson as an Expo team leader. Jeff Reardon. Okay. Looks like we have a random Yankees card, Butch Winnegar. And then we have the Reds. Oh, look at that Eric Davis card. We have 2 of them. A little bit of edge wear around the top, but then again, this is a tough card to grade at a 10 because of the black, you know? Other than that, those are nice looking cards. Nice looking cards. Eric Davis. Shout out to Eric Davis. Ron Oster. Now we're going on to the Blue Jays with a random Cubs card in between. Jorge Bell. Not George Bell, but Jorge Bell. Depending on the card, depending on the year, he went by Jorge or George, I guess. Depends, right? What part of his career. Look at that. Look who this is. Look at Dennis Eckersley. Before winning a World Series with the A's, before having a legendary career with the A's, he was with the Chicago Cubs. That's a good looking card too. Good corners, good edge, good surface. That's a nice looking card. Again, Hall of Famer. Lee Smith, another legendary relief pitcher, Hall of Famer as well. And there's Leaf. And there's Lee Smith as a Cubs leaders card as well. All right, moving on. Let's make sure these cards don't fall on each other. Who do we have? All right, we have more Chicago Cubs. Steve Trout. Okay, man, this is such an 80s photo. This is such an 80s photo. Got the aviator glasses, got the feathered hair. Looked like he came just right out of the salon, straight to the ballpark. That's hella funny. Rick Sutcliffe with the feathered hair. Man, you got that 80s hair, that good 80s commercial hair. Straight out of the salon. Jesse Barfield with the Blue Jays. Look at Barfield. Tony Fernandez. Yeah, Fernandez was a great player too. Willie Upshaw. Okay, moving on to the Cardinals. Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer, legend himself. I believe 87 they won the World Series, right? Did they win the World Series in 87? I want to say they did, I believe. Ozzie Smith was the National League All-Star card. Okay. Vince Coleman, 85 record breaker. Most stolen bases. And you know who broke that record not too long after that. That's right. Greatest of all time. Rickey Henderson. Let's see. Moving on. Okay. Randy Hunt. Here we are. Now we're getting into the Oakland A's. Well, we know Rickey's not on the A's at this time. We know Eckersley's not on the A's at this time. Let's see if we have a Canseco, a McGuire. Who else? Canseco, McGuire, right? Let's see here. Alfredo Griffin was with the A's. Oh man, look at that. Alfredo Griffin. Bruce Bochy, who later became the Giants manager during their run, winning some championships about 10 years ago. Man, no Canseco. Ooh, Jose Rijo. No Canseco. No McGuire. Damn, that's a shame. No Canseco, no McGuire. Oh well, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Carlton Fisk with his All-Star card. Again, Hall of Fame career. One of the greatest catchers ever. Gene Nelson with the White Sox. Floyd Bannister. Harold Baines. Look at that Hall of Famer. Harold Baines. Bob James. Ozzie. Look at Ozzie Guillen in that throwbacks White Sox hat and jersey. Got a few of those, huh? Three Ozzie Guillens. Oh, okay. We'll take that. I like how there's like random cards in between team cards, right? A Tigers in between a Brewers. Raleigh Fingers. Look at Raleigh Fingers. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer. Is that Robin Yount? I believe that's Robin Yount, right? Paul Molitor again. We got two Paul Molitors. We'll take two. Nothing wrong with two. Cecil Cooper. Ray Burris. Another Brewers leaders. Now we're moving on to the Mariners. We know this is a couple years too early before Ken Griffey Jr. arrived. Look at David Henderson. This man always has a smile on his face. If there's anybody that enjoyed the game of baseball as much as Dave Henderson, I don't know who it would be. Every single card that I've ever seen of this player, Dave Henderson always is pictured with a dang smile on his face. I think this man truly enjoyed the game of baseball and probably just enjoyed life, period. He is always on the field with a dang smile. In every card I ever have of him, he's never not smiling. Look at this man. He is the face of enjoying the game of baseball. Meanwhile, look at Harold Reynolds. Dave Henderson is looking at Harold Reynolds like, why he's not smiling. Why are you not smiling, Harold? You need to be enjoying the game a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Oh, Mark Langston was with the Mariners, huh? Okay, all right. Ivan Calderon also with the Mariners. I did not know that. Lou Whitaker. Some people say he should be in the Hall of Fame. Alan Trammell in the Hall of Fame. That's a great card right there. Lou Whitaker. Here, we'll put that back to back since we're there, right? Bob Melvin. Another Bob Melvin. Lance Parrish. Kirk Gibson. Wow. Hall of Famer Gary Carter. Okay, all right. Oh, look at that card. 85 record breaker, Dwight Gooden. Youngest 20-game winner in modern history. That's a big deal right there. Youngest 20-game winner. This man should be, I don't even want to say should be. This man should have had a career that put him in the Hall of Fame, and just didn't happen, man. Didn't happen. Look at Darryl Strawberry. That is a great card right there. Darryl Strawberry with the Mets. Wow, look at that. The Mets were a great team in the mid-'80s, huh? I guess you could say they were. Brent Gaff. Phil Niekro. How long did this man play? Whoa. Look at that career. Look at this. 1964 to 85, and it probably goes longer. Wow. And look at this. Rickey Henderson with the Yankees. That's a great card, but again, he will always be an open ace for me. And there you have him as his all-star card. So you got two. Look at that. Shout out to Rickey. May he rest. As he said, right? Greatest of all time. I still remember watching him steal the base that broke Lou Brock's record live on television. One of my favorite moments watching baseball as a kid, as a teenager ever. We are down to our final stack. This is it. This is it, everybody. 500 baseball cards, and I've got the stacks here to prove it on the table. 500 cards. We are about to get through the last set of this 500 card stack. Last cards here. Don Baylor. Don Mattingly. Donnie Baseball. Billy Martin. Joe Niekro. Damn, they had Joe Niekro and Phil Niekro. That's wild. Look at that turn back the clock card. Roger Maris, 1961. Isn't that the year he hit 61 home runs? 61 and 61, right? I believe 61 was the year he hit 61. Rod Scurry, Dan Pasqua. There's Don Mattingly. There's his card there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Winfield. Hall of Fame career, man. Look at that. Phil Niekro. Oldest pitcher to record a shutout. 1985. There's Dave Winfield's card there. That black border, man. That's so iconic. So they had Joe Niekro and Phil Niekro. They just couldn't get rid of him, huh? That's why they played so long. They couldn't get rid of him. They had to have both of them. Minnesota Twins. Look at Frank Viola. Is it just me, or does he look like the actor from the movie Jaws? Like he just came off the fishing boat, straight to the ballpark. Off the fishing boat, straight to the park to go throw some pitches. Is it just me, or does he kind of look like that dude? And I can't remember the actor's name. Otherwise, I'd say his name, but I just don't remember. All right, he looks like we have our final teams. Now we're moving on to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Pedro Guerrero. Look at that. Bill Russell, Greg Brock, Carlos Diaz, Bill Madlock, Dave Anderson, Mike Marshall, Mike Scioscia. That card is a little worn there. Mariano and Oral Hershiser. Man, this would be a great card, but there's a little bit of corner wear right there. A little bit. And that is it. What year was his rookie year? 83? So Hershiser was a rookie in 83. Interesting. And there's our checklists. Cards 133 to 264, 661 to 792. Okay. Well, we know we have 500 cards in this box. We know that for a fact. We know that the set is much bigger than that, right? We know that we have some iconic cards in here. We know that we have some Hall of Fame players. We know that this is straight cardboard and it feels like cardboard. We know that this 1986 Topps set, which features the iconic white with black border and that very unique font, is very iconic, we'll just say. 1986, is this the start of the junk wax era? Does this Topps set kick in the junk wax era for baseball? That's what some people say. So, wow. This went back into my early childhood. Again, I was about 7 years old when I got this box, which was my introduction to baseball cards. All because I played Little League Baseball in Lompoc, California, up in the village when I lived there for about a year. And I believe as a prize for raising money, fundraising for the team, this was my reward. So here we are, 35 plus years later, and we're looking at these cards for the very first time together. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me in these videos. Thank you so much for joining me on this nostalgic road looking back. This is a great time. Such an interesting time. But thank you for being. I apologize about that. My battery died and I had to go change the battery real quick. So my apologies on the way that ended. But I'm back. So again, for those of you that remember this box, if you have this box or if you remember seeing this box, let me know in the comments. How are you familiar with this box of Topps 86? Do you have a copy of this? I believe there's a larger box as well. I think either with 750 cards or maybe 1,000. I ended up with the 500 count. So shout out to Topps for doing this way back in the day. I don't even know if they do these card box anymore, card boxes. It looks like these were completely just for hobbyists, for the collectors, you know. These were not hobby boxes. These were not exclusive to like retail. These look like it was just for collectors. That's it. So apologize about the lighting. It's kind of like shifting outside, as you can see the shadows. So we're gonna finish this episode, this video, with the blue box, the 86 Topps baseball box. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for dropping any comments. If you have any comments, please drop them. And follow us on Instagram, please. All right. Again, shout out to Kmart. Shout out to Topps. Peace out, y'all.